Good afternoon, Andrew. So this is recording everything we're doing now, okay, mate? Did you enjoy your first session?
I did very much.
Brilliant. Okay. So we've got a couple of images here, but before we even look at those, I just want you to talk me through your typical ball flight before today's session.
Well, it would always go from pretty much straight to the right. I would always slice.
Yep.
Always to the right. I would top some and shank some. I was doing quite a lot of shanks, but my typical flight is always to the right with a slice or a power fade.
Power fade, I like that word, power fade. Okay, brilliant. So in previous sessions you were saying before that you've worked hard on path to come from over the top to work from the inside, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can see that doing some of the drills we were looking at before and some of the practice swings, you can make that movement now, which is great. But one thing that we identified straight away to stop that ball going out to that right was that club face.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't mention it before because it isn't relevant, but just briefly want to touch on your grip. Your grip is fantastic.
Okay.
Now, normally when you've got someone that's struggling to square the club faces, you'd look at grip and you might see a weak left or right hand. Actually, your grip's really, really good.
Good.
But one thing we did notice was that club face. When we get that club working parallel to the ground, the club face was really quite upright. Okay?
Yeah.
So we try to get that club face to match up better with that spine angle. Just on that initial takeaway. Now that there is a big improvement.
Yes.
So before on the left, after on the right. Okay? And the way we actually got that feeling was just to simply turn the club away with the shoulders, not really letting the forearms or the hands do anything through that initial part of the takeaway, which was excellent. Looking here now as well, working on the original video, so working up, so we've got that toe up to the top, and then as we come back down, the shaft is working quite steeply through that right shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah. And then out in front, just here.
Yeah.
And then we can clearly see the path of the club wants to work left. Now, I know you've worked a lot on trying to come from the inside, but I think because you hadn't solved the club face issue, the path is then resorted to wanting to work back left to try and counteract the fact that the club face was aiming right. As soon as we get that club face better here, we haven't even worked on path today, by the way. We just gave you that stick in front, the cane in front, just trying to get the ball to start over it rather than left of it. So club face is great. As we go to the top, it's a good movement. You mentioned about the cupping of your left wrist. Actually, that left wrist there is solid.
Yes,
it's
it is.
really good. We're touching on things we haven't spoken about today, but we didn't need to. But now look at the difference on that plane there. Yeah? Compared to... And that's all for me because we've been able to change that club face. So now, look where the club is dissecting through.
Yes.
Yeah? And then as a result, I know this is just a practice swing, but... Oh, gone too far. Typical. As we're coming through now, look how the club comes back down. And the difference. Yeah, it's no longer miles in front of us anymore. Yeah?
Yes.
And then as a result, the path through the ball here, or through where the ball should be, is much improved. Okay? But you've subconsciously been able to do that change just by getting that club face into a better position.
Yeah.
Okay? That's really, really good.
Yes, it's better on the way back and down, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've worked on the club face on the way back, and it's had a dramatic influence on the way down. Okay? Which is really, really good. Do you have any questions at all at this moment in time?
No, I just keep working on that, do I? Just keep practicing what we've been doing today?
Keep practicing that takeaway, do lots of practice swings, do the shorter swings, then build it to the big swings, changing clubs. Okay? We're wanting to see at the moment a straighter ball flight, not a ball flight that wants to start left, work right. So if it starts left and stays left, that's good right now because it means we've got a good club face or square club face to path relationship. Is that okay?
Okay, that's great, yes, thank you.